Hey Brent, do you think it's warm enough?
Absolutely warm enough now.
You sure about that? What is it? It's warm enough to do, Brent?
Well, we can finally take the electric hose off and put just the regular hose on.
Yay, that means it's spring.
Yeah, spring has sprung, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to be getting below freezing anytime soon, so it's time.
Yeah, it turned out to be a much better day today than it was supposed to.
Wasn't expecting to wear sunglasses, that's for sure.
Yeah, I should find some. Okay, well, let's get this job started. What's going to happen down at this end, Brent?
Well, this is basically where you start. We've got the heated hose hooked up to the spigot. Want to shut the water off. And on this end of the hose, this is where the thermistor is, or thermostat, whatever you want to call it. And the other end of the hose is where it's plugged in inside the trailer. So all I want to do here, just shut it off. It's going to be a little bit of a spray. Then I'm just going to leave this end here, and when I disconnect the other end, everything will flow out. So I'd rather just have the water run out to here instead of the other way around and running into the water bay. So that's the start. Now we can go into the other end. What
stops the water from freezing in the spigot?
Well, the spigot is also plugged in as well. It has its own plug-in.
Okay.
So that is plugged in at the same time as the heated hose. One's plugged in out here, one's plugged in inside the trailer.
And did you disconnect that plug-in, or did they come and do it?
I disconnected that. Okay, so
all right.
We'll go back to the other end. One thing I'd like to point out is when I'm changing the hoses, there is zero need for wrenches. I've got all my wrenches here handy, anything I use for all of my water lines and that. But I use quick connect, and that makes them basically quick disconnects. There we go. That was a bit of a workout. One thing I'd like to point out, this hasn't been disconnected for probably about 5 months. I may or may not have put any hand soap on there. I usually put a couple drops of dish soap right on the quick connect. It's basically a lubricant, so it makes it easier to get off. So this probably froze or got very cold, and I don't know if that was an issue, but that's all we need to do there. Disconnect the power. And now with this thing, since there's a cord on this end, I have to basically bring the hose all the way through. So push from below.
Oh, so you don't tear off the cord connector.
Yeah, it's a little bit of trouble going the other way around. Okay, so that is the disconnection of the heated hose. Notice each end has the quick connect. So once I coil it all up, those go together so they don't leak in the storage bay. So I'll put those off to the side for now. I'll roll that up in a little bit. And this is
our spring summer hose. Woohoo!
This one here.
Now, do we leave the blue hose behind with us? Does it go into cooter for storage?
No, I'd like to take the hose along. We may not need the heated hose, but an extra 25-foot length of hose is always good to have. We have in the past, I think at one time I needed about 120 feet of hose, where I had to borrow a 25-foot from someone because I only had 100. It's always good to have the extra.
That was when we were first. That was a weird setup when we were in Kennewick.
Yeah, that was in Kennewick, Washington. That was when we were in one of the overflow spots.
Yeah.
But anyways, bring it up from below. And as I mentioned, just a drop or two of dish soap or hand soap. Like I said, it helps when you're disconnecting everything. All you gotta do, get your brass disconnects. That's on. Now, the other end goes all the way back to the spigot. Actually, I'll need the dish soap for this end as well.
Is that Bailey whining?
Yes, it is.
Oh dear. We better bring her closer. Bailey's feeling so dejected. We're gonna go for a walk soon, Bailey. Yeah, we're gonna go out for a little adventure. Wrigley keeps disappearing, doesn't she? Aw. Oh, we're gonna make herself comfy right there. That's a good girl while you wait. Good job, Bailey. So it's when we first turned it on, it was leaking. It sprayed me. What happened?
Yeah, it was leaking a little bit. This is the quick connect that goes into my filters. And as you can see, it's not seated properly. So all I have to do, like I'm going to leave that Teflon tape on there. That's good for sealing. But a good collection of O-rings or hose seals, whatever you want to call them. I've got a good supply of those. Every time I change a hose out, you usually have to change the seal.
Okay, well, I'll let you...
Nature of the beast, that's the way it is, but we're good.
I'll let you do that.
So here we go. Well, this is a quick connect. Got the new seal. And it just goes right up inside here. It snaps in there, inside.
Here it is.
Yeah, and then all you do, put the quick connect on. And I sort of lied a little bit. 95% of the time I don't need a wrench, but usually when I'm tightening these in, I like to make sure it's good and snug. There we go.
I can just see where it is.
Now a little drop of soap. And then back to the connection.
Let's see if it's, we're good. Nope, we're not getting much this time.
You can hear it feeding the lines. So with these heated hoses, they are fairly thick and fairly sturdy and a little tough to roll up. But we're good as long as the ends connect, and I can have fun rolling this up again. No, there we go.
Where are we going to keep that?
This goes in the side storage with all the other hoses. Just need to...
How much hose do we have?
Oh, we've got 25-50. Not including the orange, because that's only used for one thing.
Yep.
And then I've got another 50 in there. So yeah, we've got 100 feet of hose.
Okay.
So 95% of the time, actually 99% of the time, that's enough.
So is that one going to go underneath all the summer hoses? Or are we just...
Right now, it's just going to go on top.
Okay.
Until I take everything out of the bay and reorganize it and give it a cleaning before our next trip.
What'd you notice, Brent?
Well, when I changed out the hose to get rid of the electric hose for the summer and put the white hose on, the regular summer hose, I noticed the date that I wrote on my water filter. It needs changing. It's been 5.5 months, so anywhere from 3 to 8 months you can go, depending on how much water use you have. It's dated October, so time to put a new one in. And this is the one I'm using. and I'll put a link down below. It's a fairly easy change. As you can see, just up in here, I've got quick connects on each end of the filter, and then just a couple of hose clamps that I've got screwed into the roof of the pass-through here. And one thing that you might want to do for sure is bleed the water system, or at least turn the hose off, and then I just use the outside hose to take some pressure off. So now all I have to do, might have a little bit of water in here. That's the filter. So change that out. And since these connects, this is the only plastic ones I've got, you want to do it fairly tight. I put a couple wraps of Teflon tape around it as well. And every other quick connect that I do have is brass. So that one is gone. The Teflon tape on this end here is still pretty good, so I don't need to change that out. Just give that a little snug. Don't want to go too tight. And actually, one thing I forgot to put on this end is a new seal.
Oh, Bailey.
I hear you, Ben.
Wrigley, quiet. Wrigley! Stop!
Dogs are talking to the neighbors. So this one has got an arrow for the water flow with direction. Put that on there. Before you tighten it in, we turn the water on just to make sure everything goes okay and there's no leaks. And then from there, we just tighten it up and you're done for another 6 months or 3 months or however often you want to change it.
This process happens twice a year. When we install the heated hose in the fall.
And when I take it out in the spring.
So that's how that works. And that's all we wanted to talk about for today.
Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Ring that bell for notifications.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
So what is it is warm enough to do? Starting that again.
It's got a little bit of pressure in it still.
So this process happens twice a year when we input or try that again.